Alright, I'm starting part 2 like nothing just happened. But anyway, here we are, part 2, bro. Now, going back to that first product, bro, I knew you were going through doubts, man. Like, talk me through it, man. How were you feeling? After countless phone calls.
Yeah, so after I found what I thought was a good first product, after getting it sourced, getting it shipped over, come to find out there's a lot of regulation and kind of, I guess, politics that you have to go through because of the United States. And it was just like another obstacle, another blow. And I was like, dude, is this even worth it anymore? Like, there were so many nights where I was just kind of like stressed out, thinking, okay, this ain't it. You know, there were so many nights I just wanted to call Kai and be like, yo, thanks for showing me, but it ain't it. This isn't gonna happen. I mean, I tried, it didn't work, but I mean, obviously that didn't happen because
that didn't happen.
Yeah, I knew. Okay, just because it was one failed product doesn't mean that the whole business model failed.
You know,
right?
This can also relate to the nail business or bodybuilding in general, since we were both bodybuilders, man. Like, there's no guarantee for us first place. There's no guarantee our bodies will get to that form in that amount of time, in that amount of weeks for our shows. Like, we both competed in shows, man. And there's just no guarantee at the end of the day. Like, we could have placed differently, could have placed first. Like, it's just, luckily for me, it was a one shot, you know. But in your experience, Danny, you know, it's a little different. It's different for everybody in terms of competing.
Yeah, and it goes to show the determination and the grit that you have, right? Because I think in one of your videos, you said that motivation will only get you so far. And that's so true, right?
True, bro.
Motivation, yes, it'll get you started, get you going. But it's the discipline, doing the small nitty-gritty stuff, the boring stuff. That's what gets you ahead, right? Because there's been, like I said, so many times that I wanted to call Kai and be like, yo, man, I tried. This isn't going to work for me. Thank you for showing me, but yeah, I'm done. But I didn't, because I knew that, like you said, just because it was just one failed product doesn't mean that the business model itself is a bad idea. It's actually a pretty good idea. And, you know, I just kind of, okay, scratch that, let's move on to something else, and, you know, go back to product research and hopefully find a more profitable product, or, you know, a better product.
Sorry, I was revving my car.
Trying to be a hot rod.
But going back to what we just talked off of camera with the pause that we had, like, now you can use that skill set that you learned from Amazon to take to any other e-commerce or online business, you know? So now you can expand your nail salon, you can expand your bodybuilding journey products, or whatever, like, you end up, like, branching out to, you know?
Oh yeah, like, all the obstacles and the downfalls that I face, whether it's through bodybuilding, FBA, my nail salon, like, I honestly wouldn't change that, because the information and the knowledge I've gained from all that, it's helped me, like, tenfold.
Yeah,
because, like I said, when we first opened my nail salon, I knew nothing about nails. Nothing,
man.
Nothing. So when we first opened, it was a headache in itself. Like, I was telling people wrong wait times. You know, I would tell them like 15-20 minute wait times when it's really like 45 minutes. I was double booking people. It was horrible. Like, the first few months of being open, I thought we were going out of business. It was that bad. But getting these setbacks and these obstacles, I finally realized, like, yo, if you want to have a successful business or whatever it is, you got to set your mind to it and maybe, like, learn about the process, see how it's done, and then that way you can give, like, a more accurate timeline of, you kind of have a better knowledge of how things are done, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because when you first start in anything, bro, you have to learn the foundations, the ins and outs, the little trinkets, the nuances to anything.
Yeah.
Like, anything can be tricky or tedious, but at the end of the day, you still have to go through it and learn it and, like, get better at it. Like, for Danny, he might have found it tedious because he's like, well, I don't want to really do nails, but, like, if you want to grow the business and that's your partner's dreams and stuff, like, support him in any way you can. And now he knows. So, like, that's why when I go ask him what's the difference between acrylic and gel, you know, for my girlfriend, he can explain to me the difference, you know.
Oh yeah, and it's crazy because, like I said, I still work my 9 to 5. So, you know, my schedule is basically 4/10s. And so at Thursday afternoon at 4:30, I already put in 40 hours for the week. But Fridays, I put in probably another 12 at the salon. Saturdays, probably another 12 to 14 at the salon, and sometimes 8 hours on Sundays. So the grind never stops. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't, right? You never should get in a complacent place and think that you know it all, because when you do, that's when you lost. You always got to be a student, have a student mindset.
And I'm still a student. Like, I have my own mentors, and I'm his mentor. You know, like it's just in life. Like, also for both of us, we had a bodybuilding coach. Like, if you're always the student, you're always going to be growing. There's always going to be more knowledge and another like skill set that you could eventually pick up along the line.
Oh yeah.
You know, I think it just goes to show, like, you just have to be willing to endure. Like, there are setbacks. Like, just like a roller coaster, there are ups and downs to everything. You just go through it in life. You know.
Oh yeah. You just have to be willing to go through those hardships, those obstacles, because I guarantee you, they're not going to last forever. They might last for what you think is forever, but I promise you they're not going to last forever. And once you come out the other side, you're going to have so much more knowledge and information that you didn't have before going through it. You're going to feel a lot better because now you have all the information to use at your disposal.
Now I remember what I was going to say. I was like, if you were to go back in time to when you were younger and now used what you know now, you wouldn't be the same person, bro, because you learned through the mistakes, you learned through those lessons, you learned through those tribulations to make you who you are now.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's called wisdom.
Wisdom,
right?
yeah. You gain wisdom from it. But also, that's why, like, me and Danny, we're good friends. We don't compare our lives and stuff like that, you know? I'm able to gratefully quit, but he's still working a 9 to 5, which is good. You know, he's stacking because he got a family to care for, you know? I just have a girlfriend and to care for my mom and dad, you know? There's not much obligation or responsibility on my end just yet, but I'm setting up for it. But that goes to show, like, some people want it more than others, and Danny still keeps his 9 to 5 on top of doing the nail salon, on top of doing the Amazon business, and he's still expanding.
Yeah.
Like, we're still coming up with other ways to expand that.
Oh yeah, and it's just, I think in one of your first videos, the one that started the lawn care business.
Yeah.
He's like,
Joel.
Yeah, he was like, I had to keep on going, right? Because this is providing for my family. This is putting a roof over their heads, food on their tables. I have to keep on going. And that's kind of the mindset I have, right? Like, if I quit, there's 4 other people that depend on me. Quit is not in my vocabulary. There's no quitting. You know what I mean? Like,
if your why is strong enough, then your how is easy.
Oh yeah.
Which for him, you know, he had 4 people under him, like, literally being like, where are we going to be living next? What's our next meal and stuff like that, you know? Like, there's no time to quit when you have responsibilities and obligations like that. And that's why, you know, in my youth right now, like Danny wishes, like, we wish we could go back in time and do the things that we had to now. So I still want to go back in time, you know? Like, if I could go tell all my younger self all of this, that it could be achievable, we would do it. Same thing with Johnny. I think the same correlation throughout all of our stories is, yeah, bro, we eventually do get tired of the partying, all the vaping, all the drugs, all that stuff. Like, it's just not fun to us anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 36, about to be 37 in February. And, you know, you hear Kai talk about it in his previous videos about going out and partying and drinking every weekend. I did that. He's talking about me. You know what I mean? Like,
What?
I did that in my early 20s, early teens, and eventually got to the point where it was like, this isn't benefiting me. Going out every night, going downtown, drinking, getting shit-faced every Saturday night or whatever it is, and waking up Sunday just feeling like complete trash. Like, that's not benefiting me whatsoever. It wasn't benefiting me, it wasn't benefiting my family, right? Because the next day I felt like crap and I wasn't productive. So there's a mindset shift. Like, once you have that, you start thinking of ways to do things that benefit you or your family in that way. Going out, sure, don't get me wrong, I still have social events. I hang out with my friends every now and then. I'm an avid pickleball player, but I do things that benefit me now, instead of just going, like Kai said, for that instant gratification. Oh yeah, you know, going out drinking and having a good time for the first a few hours on Saturday night, but then I pay for it because feeling like crap all day Sunday and just hungover, and I'm not productive.
Just because we're feeling stressed does not mean we need to take out the easy way for instant gratification and all this stuff, right? You know, and yeah. I can't relate just yet, but Danny has a daughter and all that stuff, right? And that is his driving force for now. Like, you know, all the things that he's doing sets an example for her.
Exactly.
Like, if he's getting shit-faced every weekend and she sees that, she's gonna see it normal. So, like, I don't even have that yet, and I'm already thinking that far. It's like, I gotta be a good example to, like, my younger brother, right? Like, if I'm not doing anything, then he's probably not gonna be driven to do anything either.
That's what I'm saying. I think Kai's a little mature for his age. You know what I mean? Like, he's
bro,
seeing this, at a young age, and in his early 20s, where when I was in my early 20s, all I thought about it was where we're gonna go drink at Saturday night, where we're gonna go party at Saturday night. When am I getting off so I can go do all that stuff? Yeah, it's just wild, because now my mindset on things is totally opposite. I mean, I think one of the most famous quotes, I think it was from Albert Einstein, right? It's like, insanity is doing the same thing over
and over
and thinking that you're gonna come out with a different result.
answer. Yes.
Yeah,
if you read the same chapter, it has the same ending, bro. You can't read the book twice expecting a different ending, bro. So that's why, like, if you keep drinking on the weekends and feeling like shit, and you do it again next week, it's not going to change, bro. You're not magically going to get better and not have a hangover. It's the same thing as thinking like gambling's an investment. You go in like, dude, I lost money this time, but the next story, you might get lucky and make it out. But that goes to saying, like, you have to pick your battles on what's worth it and what's not to, like, attempt, right? And, like, all these short-term things, they're easy to access. You know why? Because it's all bad for you. The things that are hard and take time is building a business, getting into shape, getting healthy, going on these walks, reading the book that, the things that we don't want to do. Our brain would rather do the easier things because it's instant. Like, drinking is instant. You feel it. Vaping, it's instant. All that stuff. I'm not calling you on vaping. Anyway, it's the same thing as, like, recklessly jumping off a cliff, recklessly making these decisions because someone else is doing it. I think nowadays, social media, it makes it easy. Like, you forget about it because everybody's life, you want to get caught up in theirs but not worry about yours. Like, what is going on in your life, bro? You're watching, like, Netflix for days, TikTok scrolling for days. Like, think about it. Rewind and think, what are you doing in these 2 hours besides doom scrolling and keeping up with someone else's life?
Get out and be productive.
Yeah, get out and be productive, man.
Go be productive for your own life.
Yeah, I think that sets the message for this video. I'll see y'all for the next episode, for whenever I bring Danny back on, But we both got obligations to do as entrepreneurs and family men.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, if you guys need nails and toes done, hit me up.
Oh, yeah. I'll put the link down below. All right. Peace.